All right, let's begin. Cheto-darpana-marjanam bhava-maha-davagni-nirvapanam Shreyah kairava chandrika vitaranam Vidyavadhu jivanam Anandambudhivardhanam pratipadam Purnamrita swadanam Sarvatmasnapanam param vijayate Shri Krishna sankirtanam Nam namakari bahuda Nij sarva shakti तत्रार्पिता नियमितः स्मरणेन कालः एतादृशी तव कृपा भगवन् ममापि दुर्दैवं निदृश्य जानीनानुरागः तृणादपि सुनिचेन तरोरपि शैष्णुना अमानिना मानदेन कीर्तनीया सदा हरि न धनं न जनं न सुन्दरीं कवितां वा जगदीश कामये मम जन्मनि जन्मनीश्वरे भवतात् भक्तिरहितुकी त्वयि ऐनन्द तनुज किङ्करं पतितं माम विषमे भवाम्बुधो तव कृपया तव पाद पंकज स्थित धूलि सदृशं विचिन्तये नयनं गलदश्रुधारया वदनं गदगदरुद्धया गिरा पुलकैर्निचितं वपु कदा तव नाम ग्रहणे भविष्यति युगायितं निमिषेण चक्षुषा प्रवशायितं शून्यायितं जगत्सर्वं गोविन्द विरहेण मे आश्लिष्य वा पादरतां विनष्टु माम् अदर्शनान् मर्महतां करोतु वा यथा तथा विदधातु लम्पटो मत्प्राणनाथस्तु स एव नापरः मत्प्राणनाथस्तु स एव नापरः Gemini is asking, if someone asks, how do you know it is true that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was Radha Swarup? How to answer in right way? You will have to open that book, Chaitanya Charitamrita, and in that confidential reasons, I will tell you the shlokas, show him that shloka, him or her, whoever is wanting to know. Show them the shlokas. And even if they don't understand, if they understand, great. If they don't understand, you can't make everybody understand everything. Okay. So yeah, so you will have to take out all those shlokas we have been speaking, confidential reasons, and everything. I'll mark it down, show them the Chaitanya Charitamrita. I hope you have the Chaitanya Charitamrita bite from ISKCON, the whole set, and then you will find all the answers about it there. Okay. Lord Chaitanya in 5 features. आगति एक गतिम नत्वा हिनार्थाधिका साधकम श्री चैतन्यम लिखायते स्या प्रेम भक्ति वदान्यया. Let me first offer my respectful obeisances unto Lord Chaitanya, who is the ultimate goal of my life, for one bereft of all possessions in this material life. Thus, let me write down about his magnanimous contribution of devotional service in love of God. Just forgot to mention, we are reading Adi-lila volume 1. Chaitanya Charitamrita, Adi-lila volume 1, chapter 7. We have started today. This is a little longer chapter, many shlokas, but it has a very beautiful story about Prakashanand Saraswati, who was a Advaiti, and then he became Prabodhanand Saraswati. And he is the one who has written Vrindavan Mahimamritam, Glories of Vrindavan, which I started on the other channel. The name of my channel is Vrindavan Mahimamrita, because I was so inspired by his writings, especially 2 books. He has written Vrindavan Mahimamrita, he has written Navdeep Mahimamrita. I've still not touched Navdeep Mahimamrita, but yes, he has written all that. And then he has written Radha Ras Sudhanidhi, one of the greatest book. It will just drown you into the love of Radha. And the sevas that you are looking to do in Vrindavan, all that, first they will be in Vrindavan Mahimamrita, then they come in Radha Ras Sudhanidhi, more deeper. So yes, so Prakashanand Saraswati, he was a great learned scholar with 10,000 disciples. He was a Advaiti, he was from Kashi. And then he met Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and then he understood Krishna Bhakti. And then he went to Vrindavan, and he got married in ecstasy. So those stories will be there in this chapter. All right. Jaya Jaya Mahaprabhu Sri Krishna Chaitanya Panara Charana Shita Shaivada Dhanya Purve Guru Adi Chaya Tattva Kaile Namaskara Guru Tattva Kahiyachi Eva Panchera Vichara. Let me offer my glorification to Supreme Lord, Lord Sri Chaitanya, and one who has taken shelter of his holy feet is the most gratified person, glorified person. In the beginning, I have discussed about the spiritual master. Now I shall try to explain the Panchatattva. These five tattvas incarnate with Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and thus the Lord executes his Sankirtan movement with great pleasure with the help of these five tattvas. All these five tattvas, even they do appear different, they are just one expansion of Lord. Spiritually, there is no difference between these five tattvas. For on the transcendental platform, everything is absolute. Yet, there are also varieties in the spiritual world. And in order to taste these spiritual varieties, one should distinguish between them. Let me offer my obeisances unto Lord Shri Krishna, who has manifested himself in five as a devotee. So when we say Panchatattva, Lord Krishna himself expanded as devotee in five forms. Expansion of a devotee. First, he has become a devotee, then expansion of a devotee, incarnation of a devotee, pure devotee, and devotional energy. These are the five tattvas. Krishna is the reservoir of all pleasure. Swayam Bhagwan Krishna Ekale Ishvara. He is the supreme controller. Advitiya Nandatmaja Rasika Shekhara. He is the son of Maharaj Nanda. He is Ishvara, the supreme controller. He is Swayam Bhagwan. He is Bhagwan himself. And nobody, Advitiya, nobody is equal or greater to him. And he is the one who enjoys the rasa. He is Rasik Shekhara, who enjoys the mellow of conjugal love. Rasadi vilasi vraja lalana nagara arayata seva dekha tanara prakara. Lord Shri Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, is the supreme enjoyer of the rasa dance. He is the leader of the damsels of Raja, and all others are simply his associates. The self-same Lord Krishna advented himself as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu with all his eternal associates who are also equally glorious. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is the supreme controller, the one personality of Godhead, has aesthetically become a devotee. Yet, his body is transcendental and not materially tinged. Krishna Madhuryera Eka Adbhuta Swabhava Apana Swadite Krishna Kare Bhakta Bhava. The mellow of conjugal love has a very transcendental quality to it. It is so beautiful. We have learned till now. Krishna himself wants to enjoy this sweetness. And that is why he becomes a devotee, to relish the sweetness of devotion. Just imagine, like we all love Krishna. We know everybody loves Krishna. All of us love Krishna. You love in your way, I love in my way. How will Krishna relish that? How I love him and how you love him. So he has to become me to know how I see him. He has to become you to see how you see him. Similarly, there are so many devotees who love him. So what is the devotee's sentiment? Sometimes you want to tell him, I love you this way. But I'm just telling him, I love you this way. How will he feel that? He has to become me to know what I think about him. What is going in my heart? Even though we say you're understanding, but no, you have to become me. It's like I tell my kids, I love you. My kid is like, yeah, mama, I love you too. But the kid has a different sentiment for me, and I have a different sentiment for my kid. We all love each other, but the sentiment, there is something different, right? What is the kid thinking about me? Why does the kid say, I love you? What made him say that I love you? And when I'm looking at my kid, I'm saying, I love you, my bacha. What is making me say that I love you, my bacha? Even after if they do mistakes, I still love them. Why? So that sentiment, what makes us fall in love? And we say we love you. The kid will say, I love you, but mom, you will not understand how I see you. And the mother will say, I love you too, my bacha, but you will not understand how I love you. So yeah, so I have to become the kid and look at the mom. Then I will understand. So here is what is happening. Krishna is like, everybody loves me so much. They are relishing that special thing. But if I become them, and then I look at myself, then I will know what they feel. And that is why he expands himself in the devotees. For this reason, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the supreme teacher, accepts the form of a devotee, accepts Lord Nityananda and his elder brother. Sri Advaita Acharya is Lord Chaitanya's incarnation as a devotee. Therefore, these three tattvas, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Nityananda Prabhu, and Advaita Gosai, are predominators or masters. One of them is Mahaprabhu, and the other two are Prabhus. These two Prabhus serve the lotus feet of Mahaprabhu. These three predominators, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Nityananda Prabhu, and Advaita Acharya, are worshipable by all living entities. And the fourth principle, Sri Gadadhar, is to be understood as their worshipper. So these three are the main. So you see the picture, of Panchatattva. I'll show you. It's in the book itself. Here. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Nityananda, Advaita Gosai, Gadadhar, Shivas. So these are the Panchatattvas. We call them total Panchatattva. So out of these three, Nityananda Prabhu and Advaita Acharya, they are worshipable. And Gadadhar is the worshipper. And Srivas Adi, there are many devotees headed by Srivas Thakur who are known as unalloyed devotees. So Bhagwan does not just have one devotee, many, many devotees. So all of these devotees also come into one category. So main is Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ki jai. Then comes Nityananda Prabhu, who is acting like the elder brother, jai. Then Advaita Acharya, who is acting like a guru, jai. So these three are the main. These three are being worshipped by Gadadhar Pandit, jai. All the stories are going to come slowly. And then there's another person called Shivas. So we worship him also. And along with them, there are many other line of devotees, unalloyed devotees. So all of these devotees, Gadadhara, Pandita, Prabhura, Shakti Avatar, a devotee is a Shakti Avatar. So Gadadhar Pandit is a Shakti Avatar. He is the incarnation of the internal potency of the Lord. They are confidential devotees engaged in the service of the Lord. All this devotion towards Bhagwan comes when we are associating with the devotees. Without devotees, we will not know what love is. So here, I'll read some part of the purport. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur explains in his Anubhashya, there are specific symptoms by which the internal devotees and unalloyed devotees are to be known. All unalloyed devotees are Shakti Tattvas. Like Prabhupada is a Shakti Tattva. Some of them are situated in conjugal love and others are in filial affection, fraternity and servitude. Certainly all of them are devotees. But by making a comparative study, it is found that the devotees or potencies who are engaged in conjugal love are better situated than the others. Thus, devotees who are in relationship with the Supreme Personality of Godhead in conjugal love are considered to be the most confidential devotees of Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Those who engage in the service of Lord Nityananda Prabhu and Lord Advaita Prabhu generally have relationship of parental love, fraternity, servitude, and neutrality. When such devotees develop great attachment for Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, they too become situated within the intimate circle of devotees in conjugal love. So the conjugal love is the highest love, but you just can't reach there directly. So we have to get the blessings of the gurus. And then eventually you will understand that Madhurya Ras. Many times people come, devotees ask me, how is it possible? Because in the beginning it is not. It is not. It just, as you purify more, then this conjugal love, which we call as rasa. I describe this in Adi-lila classes in Hindi. Those are in Hindi actually. The same conjugal ras, little bit here and there, will appear in the Vrindavan Mahimaamrita. Those who are sincerely hearing the glories of Vrindavan in English, you will know what this conjugal love is. It doesn't just appear by itself, and you can't make it by itself. It's impossible. But as you purify more, then it will appear. Narottam Das, here is a bhajan by Narottam Das Thakur. Gauranga balite habe pulak sharira hari hari balite naine babe neera are kabe nitai chand karuna kai hai karibe samsara vasana mora kabe tuchh haibe विषय छड़िया कबे शुद्ध हो विमाना कबे हम हेराबा श्री वृंदावना रूप रघुनाथ पदे हई बेअकुति कबे हम भी बुझब श्री युगल प्रीति. The symptoms of love. He says, Gauranga balite kabe hobe pulaka sharira. When will there be goosebumps on me just by chanting the name of Lord Gauranga Hari? Hari Hari balite naine babe nira. When will that day come that when I chant the name of Hari and tears will flow from my eyes? Hare Kaba Nitai Chanda Karuna Kaibe, oh Nitai Chanda, oh Lord Nityananda, when will you have mercy on me that I experience this stage? Samsara Vasana Mora Kabe Tuchha Haibe. When will my nature of enjoying this sense gratification go away? When will I become free from all this material enjoyment, desires for this material enjoyment? Vishaya Chadiya Kabe Shuddha Habe Mana. When will my mind get purified? And I will leave all this contamination of desires from material pleasure. When will my mind be settled and only think of Rupa Raghunatha Pade Haibe Akuti? When will my mind become attached to the instructions of Rupa Goswami and Raghunath Goswami? Kabe Hame Bajaba Sri Yugala Priti. When will I get love when will I get this conjugal love for Shri Radha and Krishna? So you're getting it? What is he asking in the prayers? This is a nice, beautiful bhajan. What is he asking? He's saying, please help me, O Nityananda Prabhu, that my mind gets away from the contamination of material desires. Then only I will be able to get this worship at the lotus feet of Radha Krishna. Oh Nityananda Prabhu, please bless me that my mind is attached to Rupa Goswami and Raghunath Goswami's lotus feet. and I follow their instructions properly, then only I will get this devotion at Sri Radhakrishna's lotus feet. And the symptom of that devotion, I really want to experience crying incessantly like a madman. So when you start crying for Bhagavan, it's a very good sign. So Bhagavan Kaviraj Goswami says, here, I'll just read the proper purport first. By attachment to the devotional service of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, one immediately becomes ecstatic. And when he develops his love for Nityananda Prabhu, he is freed from all attachment of material world. And at that time, he becomes eligible to understand Lord's pastimes in Vrindavan. In that condition, when one develops his love for the six Goswamis, he can understand the conjugal love between Radha and Krishna. These are different stages of pure devotees' promotion to conjugal love in the service of Radha and Krishna in an intimate relationship with Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. The internal devotees or potencies are all eternal associates in the pastimes of Lord. Only with them the Lord advents to propound the Sankirtan movement. Only with them does the Lord taste the mellow of conjugal love. And only with them he distributes this love of God to the people in general. The characteristics of Krishna are to be understood to be storehouse of transcendental love. Although the storehouse of love certainly came with Krishna, and when he was present, it was sealed. But when Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came with his associates, all this Panchatattva, they broke the seal and plundered the storehouse to taste the transcendental love. The more they tasted it, the more their thirst increased. Puna puna paiya haya mahamata nache kande hase gaya yeche madamata panche mili lute prema kareya swadana yata yata piye trishna bade anukshana. All these five panchatatvas, so Krishna is the reservoir of love. He came as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, but that reservoir of love is sealed. So this devotees, they went and they broke the reservoir, and now the love is flowing. And the devotees are drinking this love, but they are not satisfied. They are not satisfied at all. And in that love of Krishna, of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, what do? They dance. Love makes you dance. Krishna says that at one point, oh, I don't know what Radharani has it. Her love makes me dance. She becomes my teacher and I become her disciple. So I'm learning dance from Radharani. So love makes you dance at the person's tunes. So here, the devotees are dancing. Puna, puna, piyaya. The more they drink this loving nectar, the more they are dancing, the more they are singing, the more they are laughing, the more they behave like madmen. And this way, they are distributing the love of Godhead to everyone. Patra patra vicharna पात्र विचार नाही स्थान ये न पाए ताना करे प्रेमदान. What a beautiful thing. They say, oh, they don't see whether you are qualified or not qualified. For other sadhanas, other methods, to give you a mantra, you have to see whether you are qualified or not, whether a disciple is good enough or not. But here, they are distributing the love of Godhead. And they are not thinking whether you are qualified or not. First, go purify yourself. Just take this mantra, just chant the holy Maha mantra, and you'll be purified. Don't worry. So my food habits have not changed. Don't worry, start chanting the mantra, it will be purified. My mind is not pure. Don't worry, chant the mantra, it will become pure. Oh, I don't live in a proper place where I'll get the support. Doesn't matter, chant it mentally. Chant it. So these people, the devotees of Bhagwan, they went every nook and corner. Just imagine this movement has spread all over the world. Every nook and corner. Those Europeans, those Americans, Russians, Asians, all over, who are not born in a families where there is pure eating habits or pure thinking or pure, the purity that is mentioned in our Vedic culture. It's not there. But just by the power of the Sankirtan, they all became pure. So this Sankirtan movement started from Bengal and spread everywhere, purifying everyone who ever chanted the Mahamantra. That's the power of Mahamantra. In distributing of love of Godhead, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his associates did not consider who is a fit candidate and who is an unfit, nor where this distribution should be made. Give it to everybody. Nor where this distribution should or should not take place. They made no conditions. Wherever they got the opportunity, the members of Panchatattva distributed love of Godhead. लुटिया खाइया दिया भंडारा उजाड़े आश्चर्य भंडारा प्रेम शतगुण बाड़े. This is like a bhandara. They opened up a bhandara. Bhandara means, you go to temples and they give you food, free food in ashrams. And they're saying, so they opened a bhandara. They started giving this love. And this bhandara went on. Like when you give food to people, free food, sometimes the food will, like when you take prasadam, okay, free prasadam, sometimes the prasadam will be over, right, in the kitchen. Sometimes, in the beginning you will get a lot, but then in the end you go and you just find one kheer and you come out. But here, this is not the case. They are distributing as a prasadam this love of Godhead. And it never gets over. It is always becoming filled again and again. So, although the members of the Panchatattva plundered the house of love of Godhead and ate and distributed its contents, there was no scarcity. For this wonderful storehouse of love of Godhead is so complete that as the love is distributed, the supply increases by itself hundreds of times. Uchaila prema vanya chaudi ke vedaya Sri Vriddha balaka yuva sabare dubaya. Oh, this flood of love of Godhead. This love flooded everybody. It swelled, this flood spread in every direction, the flood of love. Love flooded in every direction. And what did it do? It drowned, it immersed everyone, including women, old men, children, and young men. So the love of God had flooded everywhere. Also, Sajjana Durjana Pangu Jada Andhagana Premavana Yaya Dubaila Jagate Rajana. The Krishna consciousness, the love of Godhead that was spread. It went on increasing and increasing. And they say, this inundated the entire world from the villages. It went on and on and on and on. The love of God had flooded the entire globe and it drowned everyone. And Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami says, whether somebody is a gentleman or whether somebody has rope or whether somebody is lame or somebody is invalid or somebody is blind, this Sankirtan movement is going to drown everyone. And we are seeing that in our lifetime. Jagata dubila jive haila bijanasha taha dekhe pancha janir parama ullas. When the 5 members of the Panchatattva saw the entire world drowned in this love of Bhagavan, Shri Krishna, then obviously when it is flooding everywhere, the seeds of material enjoyment will go away. So the seeds of the material enjoyment in the living entities are completely destroyed. All the Panchatattvas became very happy. Yata yata prema vrishti kare panchajana tata tata bade jala vyape tribhuvana. Wherever these five members, the Panchatattvas, five people, spread this bhakti, they cause the rains of love of Godhead. And the more the inundation increases, and it spreads all over the world. Only few people did not benefit from it. Who are those? Mayavadi karma nishtha kutarki kagana nindaka pashandiyata paduya adhama sehi sab mahatkasha dhana palaila sehi vanyate sabara chunite narila. Only few people who are Mayavadis, who are karmanishtha, the fruity workers. They're like, oh, fruity workers are people like, oh, we don't have to think of God and all this thing. This is too much. You do good karma, you will get good things in your life. Why do you have to pray to God? So these are karmanishtha, fruity workers. And then there are logicians who think they are giving a good logic, but they have no idea. Kutarkik. They'll just go on arguing, but they don't want to accept. So these are kutarkik, false logicians. And there are nindakas who just want to insult. You give them a knowledge, or they see your madness, they'll come and insult you and go. So and then there are pashandis. Pashandis means who are hypocrite. They are hypocrites. They'll say they're great. They like bhakti, they like your talks, but in their mind they are like, it's okay. We were there just to talk, because they spoke, so we just listened. That's about it. We don't even believe in it. But in front of you, they'll be, they are great bhaktas. They don't know anything about bhakti. Hypocrites. So all these people, even though you talk to them, they are not going to accept it. So they are expert in avoiding this Krishna Prema, and this Krishna Prema will never touch them. Taha dekhi Mahaprabhu kare na chintana jagat dubaita ami karilu yatana keha keha edaila pratigna haila bhanga tasaba dubaite pati ba kuch ranga. So everybody is getting drowned in this love of Godhead. All the devotees are spreading this love of Godhead. But all these people, Bhagavan has incarnated himself. Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has incarnated. And he wants to drown everybody. So some of them are getting drowned, but some of them are not. And these Mayavadis, the Advaiti philosophers, and these fruity workers, and these hypocrites, and these argumentative people, they are not getting drowned. I have to do something that they also should feel the love of Godhead. So thought Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. That how come he's an Advaiti, but all the Vedanta charcha, all the Vedanta discussion that they do, I am Vedanta, I am Veda Sarvam. I am the Ved. I am the Vedanta. So whatever their understanding is wrong, and I am come here, and if they do not feel the love of Godhead, then what is the use of that Vedanta discussion? And I'm here. So I will see to it that even these people will get touched, and even these people will get drowned in the flood of love, of Krishna love, of Krishna Prem. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu thought this in his mind, and he said, looking at everybody who was fleeing, Lord Chaitanya thought, I wanted everyone to be immersed in this inundation of love of Godhead, but some have escaped. Therefore, I shall devise a trick to drown them also. Ete bali manu kichu kariya vichara sannyasa ashrama prabhu kaila angikar. So he thought, all these Advaitis, they are all into sannyasis, they're sannyasis, and I'm just a householder. So if I become a sannyasi, then maybe then they will look at me and then they will listen to my talks. And that's why the Lord accepted the sannyasa life after full consideration. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, now in this chapter, is giving a summary of what is going to come in the next books. So Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu remained in householder life for 24 years. And on the verge of his 25th year, he accepted the sannyas order. So at the age of 25, he became sannyasi. After accepting the sannyas order, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu attracted the attention of all those who evaded him in the beginning with the logicians. Thus, students, infidels, fruity workers, and critics all came to surrender unto the lotus feet of the Lord. It happens when you see the orange garb, you feel like, okay, he is now sadhu. Now you should listen. अपराध क्षमैला डूबीला प्रेम जाले केबा एदाई बे प्रभुरा प्रेम महाजाले. So Lord Chaitanya then excused them all, and then they merged into the ocean of devotional service. For no one can escape the unique loving network of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Love personified is standing there. How can you escape from his network? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu did that magic. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared in order to deliver all the fallen souls. Therefore, he devised many methods for their liberation and liberated them from the clutches of Maya. All were converted into the devotees of Lord Chaitanya, even the Mlechas and the Yavanas. Mlechas are the Christians and the Yavanas are the Muslims. So in that area, there are Christians and Muslims in Bengal. So even those people got converted. Only some of the followers, the impersonalist followers of Shankaracharya, they were not ready to accept the philosophy. So he devised another method. Vrindavan yaite Prabhu rahila kashite mayavadi gana tanre lagela nindite. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu started going to Vrindavan. And en route, he stayed in Kashi. Because Kashi or Banaras, Varanasi, where the Ganges is, beautiful Ganges Aarti happens there. It is Lord Shiva's Nagri, Lord Shiva's city, Kashi Nagri. Lord Shiva resides there as Kashi Vishwanath. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu decided to stay in Kashi. Near Kashi, there is Saranath, which is the place of Buddhist philosophers, Buddha, Saranath. From Saranath, Buddha gave many sermons. So from Saranath came the philosophy of Anatmavad, where Buddha does not believe in, but Buddha openly criticized the Vedas. And they give the philosophy of nations. So when Shankaracharya, he came, he saw that so many people, so many youngsters are getting inspired by this philosophy which Buddha has given. Well, Buddha had understood a lot of things. He was talking about his experience, but people do not understand the experience. People fight on the words, what a great person has spoken. So Shankaracharya came and he understood what Buddha is talking, because Shankaracharya is experienced. And he understood what Buddha actually criticized in the Vedas. And Shankaracharya got into the great work of re-establishing the Vedas, and looking at all the youngsters becoming bhikshu. Bhikshu means a monk, a mendicant, and taking begging bowls and going and asking, begging door to door. This is not the right way for a youngster, for a person who has so much energy. If their minds are brought in a right direction, then he'll be able to reestablish Vedas. They should not become mendicants. So Shankaracharya had to give a philosophy. He wrote Gita Bhashya. He had to give a philosophy because it had to be parallel to Buddha's philosophy, but with a touch of Vedas. And he understood people only fight for words, right? So Vedas talk about Atma, Buddhism talks about Anatma. He gave Atma, Anatma, Paratma, Paramatma. Talk, you want to fight, right? Arguments, these are like arguments. So now, yeah. Oh, something great. Oh, our Vedas have everything. Now we don't have to become a Buddhist. Vedas have everything. Shankaracharya gave it to us. So all the youth was again, got back into the mainstream. And Buddhism could not flourish much in India. Buddhism had to leave India. Buddhist people had to leave India. Buddhism flourished in other countries where there was no Vedas. Those people were looking for it. It was all a Leela by Bhagavan. It is very good. It is very good. India already has all these Vedas, all these truths is already there. Nobody else has to come and explain to us. Shankaracharya brought it back. But again, in the Vedas, he had to give it the Advaita philosophy because it had to be parallel to the Buddhist philosophy. Then only the youth will listen. But then he further went on with a lot of other things. He gave the Advaita philosophy. He is the one who wrote Jagannath Ashtakam. I have spoken about this. He is the one who wrote Nirvana Shatakam as well as Bhaj Govindam. I have spoken about this at length in Gita classes. So again, I am speaking here because I have to make it clear. Whenever there is written Mayavadi, your mind should also not become Mayavadi. To me, a Mayavadi is the one whose mind is covered by Maya, where Maya is not able to see. When your mind is covered by Maya, you start distinguishing between the great gurus of Sanatana Dharma. Please do not do that. You will see that after every Vishnu incarnation, there is a Shiva incarnation also. So if we say Gautam Buddha we accepted Gautam Buddha as Vishnu incarnation, didn't we? So if he has come and given us some knowledge, his main principle was not to sacrifice animals. And his teaching also was misinterpreted by the Buddhists of Tibet, Vajrayan, Mahayana, because there animal sacrifice happens. I went to Bhutan, animal sacrifice happens in Buddhism. Buddha was not for this. Buddha's teaching I've explained in chapter 6. I don't want to go into the teachings again in chapter 6 of Gita. I've spoken on, I think, I don't know how many, 20 lectures, probably 10 to 15 lectures. I don't know how much I've spoken. I've given. So Buddha is considered as Vishnu incarnation. And after that comes Shankaracharya. Because whatever Buddha gave was to prevent something and to give the right philosophy. The philosophy of bhavana-bhavit gyan. Book is not the bookish knowledge. You experience. He was talking the same thing. What the Vedas are talking. Do not hurt anybody. Yes, the Vedas are talking. The Gita is talking everywhere. Ahimsa paramo dharma. But people are not following. So, every teacher who comes, in his lifetime, he has certain years. In that certain years, he has to do whatever work he can do. Then some other guru will come. Then they will continue the work. This is how the work goes on. The work of spreading the knowledge. So Buddha gave one philosophy, and then to correct it, where it went wrong, Shankaracharya comes, and then he re-established. Then Shankaracharya gave the Advaita philosophy parallel to the Buddhist philosophy, but keeping the essence of Vedas intact. And then after that, he left. Then his followers again became like the Buddhist followers fighting for Advaiti. So then other philosophers come. So now Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has come. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has given us the love of Godhead. So this thing will continue. The fight between the Advaitis and the Advaitis will always continue. One will try to put the other down by words, verbal fight. But when you really get into the experience, there's no difference between the Advaita and the Advaita. You'll actually talk like Kabir then. पहले मैं था हरि नहीं अब हरि है मैं नहीं. What do you mean when Hari and मैं is there? Like Hari, first I was there, Hari was not there. Now Hari is there, I am not there. What do you talk this? What you're still talking about Hari, right? And you still know that you are there, right? That is why you're saying this. Now this is Advait and Dvait together. In experience, there is no difference. But when people have not experienced, they fight. So here, that is why I had to take this little time off from this to explain you. When there will be Mayavadi words written, to me that Mayavadi is anybody who is not understanding the knowledge properly, that person is Mayavadi. Putting others down to try to put your theory up is Mayavadi, according to me. Maya has covered your ignorance, your knowledge. Maya aprita jnana, that person is Mayavadi. It doesn't matter whether he's Advait, it doesn't matter. If Maya has stolen your knowledge, Maya aprita jnana is Mayavadi. All right, let's go. So all were converted into devotees of Lord Chaitanya, even the Mlechas and the Yavanas. Only some of the impersonalist followers of Shankaracharya evaded him. While Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was going through Vrindavan, he stayed in Varanasi on his way to Vrindavan, and the Mayavadi sannyasi philosophers blasphemed him in many ways. Now this blasphemy is what is wrong. If you say Advaita Tattva, if you say everything is Brahma, then why are you blaspheming a devotee? And same way with a devotee. If you say Sarvam Vishnumayam Jagat, then why are you talking negative about the other person? The blasphemer said, Sannyasa karaya gayana nachana na kare vedanta patha kare sankirtana. What were these Advaitis blaspheming? They were saying, oh, he's a sannyasa. He's a sannyasi. Then why is he not studying the Vedanta Sutras? But instead, he is always engaging in chanting and dancing and calling it Sankirtan. Murkha sannyas, what are the Advaitis saying? Murkha sannyasi nija dharma nahi jane. Oh, he's a murkha sannyasi. He's fool. He does not know what his dharma is. Bhavu ka hayya phere, bhavu ka resane. He's very emotional, he's very sentimental and keeps roaming around with sentimentalists. He does not know what he should really do. So they are blaspheming him. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, what will he do? He's not blaspheming. He's not even retaliating. What is he doing? Ei sab suniya Prabhu hase mane mane upeksha kariya karo na kaila sambhashane. Lord Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is looking at them and laughing in his mind. And he does not talk with the Mayavadis. Upeksha kariya kaila mathura gamana mathura dekhiya poina puna kaila agamana. He heard all the nonsense, whatever they spoke. He laughed in his mind, did not react, went to Vrindavan, went to Mathura. And while returning back on his way, he again stayed at Varanasi. Even though there was so much blasphemy, so much talks about him, so much hush-hush behind his back, he's heard all the taunts, all the sarcastic remarks on him. But yet he again came back to Varanasi. And what did he do? There he stayed at the house of Chandrasekhar. Although Chandrasekhar was regarded as a Shudra, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu broke this also. The caste barrier. A Brahmana should stay at Brahmana's house. He broke the caste barrier. He stayed at Chandrasekhar, who was Shudra or a Kayastha for the Lord, is Swatantra. He is independent. And so he stayed at Chandrasekhar Mishra's house, and there was another person called Tapan Mishra. Tapan Mishra is Brahmin. So he used to go to Tapan Mishra's house, and he used to accept his food at Tapan Mishra's house. He never mixed with other sannyasis, and nor did he accept invitations from them. Kashi is the hub of sannyasis, okay? Kashi is the hub of knowledge. Kashi is the center of sannyasis, Advaita. So there are so many sannyasis, so many ashrams there. He didn't go to anybody's house. He's going to Tapan Masrat. He's staying in, he doesn't go to ashrams. He stays at Chandrasekhar's house and accepts prasad at Tapan Mishra's home. He doesn't want to go and mix up with any sannyasis. They are inviting him, but he doesn't want to take their invitations. And at that time, these stories will come in more detail in the other books, other volumes. When Sanatan Goswami came from Bengal, he met Lord Chaitanya at the house of Tapan Mishra, where Lord Chaitanya remained continuously for 2 months to teach him devotional service. So he was staying in Kashi, in Tapan Mishra's house. Sanatan Goswami came, and then he taught him everything that is required for them to propagate devotional service after he leaves. These are the ones who have propagated the devotional service. They wrote books after books, Sanatan Goswami, Rupa Goswami. And through those books, we are able to taste that nectar of that conjugal love. Rupa Goswami gave the training in the 2 months in Tapan Mishra's house. We'll read such beautiful stories, such beautiful heart-touching stories. Oh, and he gave the essence on the basis of scriptures like Srimad Bhagavatam, which reveal this confidential mellows of conjugal love. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu instructed Sanatan Goswami regarding all the regular activities of a devotee. While Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was instructing Sanatan Goswami, both Chandrasekhar and Tapan Mishra became very unhappy. Therefore, they submitted an appeal unto the lotus feet of Lord Shri Krishna. So in the home of Tapan Mishra, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is talking. Imagine Chaitanya Mahaprabhu talking on Srimad Bhagavatam and revealing all those confidential things. And Chandrasekhar is the host. He's sitting and listening. And Tapan Mishra is also the host. They are getting such an intimate association of a great Guru. I mean, Krishna himself, the Guru has come and he's giving the knowledge. And these four are getting this intimate knowledge. And then when they go out in the world, all the sannyasis are blaspheming their Guru. So Chandrasekhar and Tapan Mishra was like, this is not good. They don't know what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is. They do not know what he can give. We are like drowned in this love of Godhead because what he speaks. And this Mayavadis, they're not understanding what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is. All the time they're talking about him. He's not knowing the Vedanta Sutra. Oh, they do not know what Vedanta he can give. How he's giving the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, the Srimad Bhagavatam. They do not know. What they have been talking is just repeating like a parrot some aphorisms of the Vedas. Their heart is so dry because of their logic. Oh, once they come in contact with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, we are sure that they will feel the love and their hearts will melt. And they will actually understand what he is. So they were unhappy with all the blasphemy. And then they come to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And then they speak their heart out. Kati ke suneba Prabhu tumhara nindana. How long are we going to hear your blasphemies? Na pari sahite eda ebe chadiba jivana. Oh Prabhu, we just feel so bad by people criticizing you that Sometimes it feels like we should rather die than hear such blasphemy. But Vaishnav is a Vaishnav. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu does not get affected. Trinadapi sunichena, tarorapi shaishnuna, amanina amanatena, kirtaniya sadari. That is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Humbler than the blade of grass, tolerant than a tree. If somebody is blaspheming you, no worries. Give them respect. And do what? Be focused on your work. What is that work? Kirtaniya sadari. Always remember Hari, always remember Hari, always remember Hari. He is practicing what he is preaching. So Chandrasekhar and Tapan Mishra are saying, Prabhu, the Mayavadis are always criticizing you. We cannot tolerate such hearings. We cannot tolerate this criticism. For this criticism breaks our heart. While Tapan Mishra and Chandrasekhar were thus talking with Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he only smiled and remained silent. And at that time, a Brahmana came to meet the Lord. The Brahmana immediately fell down at the feet of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and requested him to accept his proposal in a joyful mood. The Brahmana said, Sakala sannyasi muni kainuni mantrana tumi yadi aise purna haya moramana. The Brahmana said, Oh, my dear Lord, O Prabhu, I have invited all the sannyasis of Banaras to my home. If you also come, my desires will be fulfilled. Please accept my invitation and come to my home. My dear Lord, I know. The Brahmana knows his nature. He does not want to mix up with the sannyasis of Kashi. So the Brahmana is very humble. He is requesting. He says, My dear Lord, here ami jani, na yaha sannyasa goshti. I know you don't come to this sannyasa goshtis, all this. You never mix up with the sannyasis. But still, please be merciful on me and accept my invitation. And Tapan Mishra and Chandrasekhar had already spoken their heart out. And the Brahmana has appeared saying all the other sannyasis are coming. Please accept my invitation. So now Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he loosened himself. And he smiled. Prabhu hasini mantrana kaila angikara sannyasi re kripa lage hey bhangitan hara. Lord Chaitanya smiled and accepted the invitation of the Brahmana. He made this gesture and showed his mercy to all the sannyasis whom he is going to meet. The Brahmana knew that Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu never went to anyone else's house. Yet, due to the inspiration from the Lord, he earnestly requested him to accept this invitation. And the next day, when Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went to the house of the Brahmana, he saw all the sannyasis of Brahmana sitting there. As soon as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu saw the sannyasis, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he immediately offered obeisances to all the sannyasis, humbler than the blade of grass. And he went to wash his feet. After washing his feet, he sat down by the place where he had done so. After sitting on the ground, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu exhibited his mystic power. What was the thing he showed? He exhibited his mystic power by manifesting an effulgence as brilliant as the illumination of millions of suns. And when the sannyasis sitting there saw the brilliant illumination of the body of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, their minds were attracted and they all immediately gave up their sitting places and stood in respect. Then the leader of Mayavadi sannyasis named Prakashanand Saraswati, he came there and after standing up, he addressed the Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as follows with great respect. Please come here, Your Holiness. Why do you sit in that unclean place? What has caused your lamentation? And the Lord replied, I belong to the lower order of sannyasis, therefore I do not deserve to sit with you. Prakashanand Saraswati, however, caught Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu personally by the hand and seated him with great respect in the midst of the assembly. So we've completed till 65 sloka. We'll end it up here. The story will continue in the next class. So the same Prakashanand Saraswati, who is Prabodhanand Saraswati, just reminding you, he spoke the Vrindavan Mahimamrita. Do listen, do listen. You will be filled with love of Vrindavan. And now the story especially will make sense to all of you now. Because what was Prakashanand Saraswati? The way he argued that, that whole argument between them on logic, the tarka, is all given in detail. In the first chapter here, it is just a little bit. But there is a whole chapter on Atmanam verse and other things of Vedanta, which Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has spoken. That will come in the other books. We'll learn it later. But yeah, the same Prakashananda Saraswati, very, 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 very intelligent, highly intelligent scholar, keeps crying, when will I go to Vrindavan? When will I go to Vrindavan? When will I leave my family? When will this family, oh my Lord, feels like a well to me. I just want to be in Vrindavan. I want to live like a mendicant in Vrindavan. I want to eat the remnants of rotis which the Vrajvasis will give. I can just drink the water of Yamuna. I don't need a residence. I can live inside the caves of Vrindavan. That kind of chatpatahat we call, that kind of hankering Prabodhanand feels when he's in Vrindavan. And all this happened after this meeting. So we are going to learn and parallelly listen to those lectures. All right. So let me take your questions and we'll end it up. All right. Sai writes, Kashika Puradinatha Kal Bhairavam Bhaje. Jai Ho Shankaracharya. Salutations to Kal Bhairav. Jai Guru Maharaj is another Buddha, because for ISKCON teaching they are saying that Buddha that is in the Dashavatara Stotram is different. No. There's only one Buddha. Yes, but I'll tell you with the Buddhist philosophy. You go to Buddhist temple, I don't know if you've ever been. Go to Buddhist temples and you will see there are 10,000 Buddha faces. And all these 10,000 Buddha faces. So I asked one of them, why do you have so many Buddha faces? And then you go to their temple, they have small, like we have Shiva. In one temple, we'll have Shiva, Vishnu, Devi. We have different idols. Similarly, in their Buddha temples, also they have idols. So Shakyamuni Buddha will be different. Avilokateshvara Buddha is different. Sometimes there is Bhairava also. Kal Bhairav is also a Buddha. So they have all these different Buddhas. And in the wall, there are 10,000 Buddhas, statues. So I asked them, why 10,000 Buddhas? So they told me one thing, that everybody can become a Buddha. Buddhism is not a religion. I like that statement. That, yes, I alone am the Buddha. No, everybody has a potential to become a Buddha. So these 10,000 faces indicate all of those people who made an effort and became a Buddha. What do you mean by Buddha? Buddha means the one who became enlightened. So all of you have the power to become enlightened. But so the original Buddha, he was Gautam. His name originally was Gautama. He became Buddha. And then there are many other Buddhas. Their original names could be many, but there are many Buddhas and there are many yoginis. In their sect, we call yoginis. Okay. So original Buddha, whatever is mentioned in Vishnu Dashavatara is the original Buddha, yes. But there are hundreds and millions of Buddhas. According to their language, our Shukdev is Buddha, according to their language. Okay. Vyasadeva is a Buddha. Shiva is a Buddha, according to their language. So language is different. It's just like how people call water is water. No, only Ganga Jal is original water. What are you talking? Ganga Jal brought in my water bottle here also is Ganga Jal. And the same Ganga Jal is mixing in the ocean. So that ocean that is flowing in Atlantic and Pacific is also Ganga Jal to me. It's like that. So original is the same, but there are many Buddhas. All right. So let them play with the words. Don't get confused. If one does get any question in mind and if they just flow with time, are they wrong? Does it sound stupid if you are not challenging others? Is it required to have doubts about each and every situation and suggestion action by others? I'm not understanding. But if one does get any questions in mind, and if they just flow with time, are they wrong? Nothing. If you have a question in your mind, you will get the answers. Sometime later you may get, at that time, doesn't matter. And if somebody is saying, and you have questions, let the questions be there. As I was growing in this path, I had hundreds of questions. And many times I've argued, many times I've asked. Many times teachers have not been able to answer me. But in my life, those questions which were there, eventually I met gurus, gave all the answers. So asking questions, doubting, nothing wrong in that. It's good. It's a way we grow. Okay. Thank you, Guru Ma. Ma, to understand conjugal love, would Miraji's love be considered an example? Yes, it's a conjugal love. Miraji's love is conjugal love. Also, is there any question unrelated? What is klishat? Klisht or klishat? Klisht means, if it is, I'm not able to read the word properly. You have written Klishat. Klishat. Klisht. If it is klisht means tough, hard. Like if I speak pure English. Yeah, tell me.
Klisht. I didn't understand. I was listening to some of your other videos, and whenever you say klisht, okay.
Klisht means complex. If I speak in, say, very pure Shakespearean English, then the Shakespearean English will be klisht for some people. It will be very hard to understand. So there is Sanskrit, and then from Sanskrit there is Hindi versions, and Hindi versions are more klisht. Klisht means more complex. Like when I'm reading Hindi, pure Hindi, it is even more harder. So that is klisht. Very pure language is klisht language.
Okay. Ma, another question I asked one before that, it was, if you can give example of the conjugal love, I can't even say the word properly, but is Meera Ji's example would be the conjugal love?
Yes.
And in our world, when like we are married, we have kids, but then that's above the worldly love, right?
Yes.
Just to understand the process.
Yes. I will explain.
Okay.
Pati, in Hindi, we say pati to the husband, right? But pati actually means the master. Why that term was given? The master. So who is the master of everyone? Bhagwan. So Bhagwan is pranapati. Our husbands are the pati. Our husbands are the master of this body. But can they become the master of our soul? What happens inside our mind? Can they read it 100%? So our husbands are the master of this body. So they are Dehapati. But our Bhagwan is the master of our soul. So he is Pranapati. Praneshwar. So he is the Pati of everyone. So you can love him like that.
Okay. Actually, that explains the when you love God in a form that you consider him as a Pati. So that explains that answer. That too. Thank you.
Okay. All right. So we are done today, and then we will meet you next week with some more beautiful conversations between the two. All of you have a Radhamay day, Krishnamay day, Chaitanyamay day, and night. Jai Shri Krishna, Radhe Radhe.
Hari Bol.
Thank you, Ma. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Jai Shri Krishna.
Hari Bol. Hari Bol. Jai Shri Krishna. Radhe Radhe.